Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for this blessed lesson where we will attempt to answer questions that were posted on queries on the things that are related to the Islamic teachings, and we pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala that Allah bless this gathering, this lesson, and make it a reason where our sins are forgiven, our prayers are answered. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. So inshallah we will enter into the first question that was asked. So this is the first question. Assalamualaikum Ustaz. Waalaikumsalam. My mother and I got into a debate on whether I should wear henna on my wedding day. She asked me to wear on my fingers, and from what I understand it is haram. Would you enlighten us by giving us clarification? Would appreciate it. So this question is asking about a lady who wants to wear henna on her wedding day. What is the ruling when comes to this action? In principle, wearing any henna during wedding is encouraged in Islam. In principle, when there is a wedding, especially, woman is encouraged to wear the henna, and this is one of the things to please the husband. One of the things to please the husband. But at the same time, also we have to understand that when a woman wears any henna on the hands, for example, and show it to men who are not any mahram, now this is not permissible. This is not permissible. So we have to differentiate what is permissible, what is not permissible. Wearing any henna is permissible. It can be a sunnah, it can be encouraged on certain occasions. For example, wearing it for the husband, for example. But where does the prohibition comes? The prohibition comes when a woman does it and display it in front of everyone. In front of everyone. So people who are mahram, non-mahram, everybody will look at the hands, look at the design of the henna and so on and so forth. So this is not permissible, and this is mentioned by the author of Muqaddimah Hadramiyah, for example, about this ruling that if a woman wears it for the husband on her wedding day, this is encouraged. But if she wears it for in a way that the non-mahram men or ajnabi sees the design of the henna on the hands, this is not permissible. Some of you are asking, what is the dalil? Dalil is the Quran, ya jama'ah. Dalil is the Quran. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala mentioned, "Wala yubdina zinatahun." This is a general prohibition where Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala mentioned it is not permissible for a woman to display zinatahun, to display her beauty. Her beauty, this is not permissible. And wearing henna is part of zina. Zina meaning it is adornment. Adornment. It is not permissible for a woman to display her adornment in a way that it can attract and arouse people. Tamam? So this is the dalil that our fuqaha mentioned in the books of fiqh. But a lot of us might be wondering, but many people are doing it, and so on and so forth. So here we have to be clear the ruling in Islam and the practice in your people. There are many things that are practiced by the Muslims in our community which is not permissible. But it becomes a norm. This is the problem. It becomes a norm. For example, mixing men and women in gatherings. It becomes a norm today. But if you ask what is the ruling in Islam, it is not permissible. So we should not be judging something based on what people do, but rather we have to understand our religion correctly. We have to study our religion. Then only we will be able to differentiate the truth from the falsehood. Just depending on the practice and your people might not lead us to the truth, because there are many things that people are doing, but it is not any correct. So this is basically what you call it, the ruling pertaining to this issue. The way out is that women who are wearing henna, when it comes to the majlis where they are facing men who are not mahram, is that they wear gloves. Nowadays you have fancy gloves that are worn by the royalty, whereby the diganti balik duit yang tak pasti sumber daripada mana. Adakah makanan itu halal? Duit dia yang diganti balik itu kira halal ke? Saya was-was sebab takut gunakan duit. Faham ini perkara ini. Nah, kenapa? Sebab di sini kita mengatakan tak semua pendapatan ini daripada yang haram. Ada yang halal. Maka dalam keadaan seperti ini dibolehkan. Kita mengatakan tanpa syak ini adalah duit daripada duit ini judi. Ini daripada duit judi. Ini kalau sekiranya semua ini pendapatan ini daripada yang diharamkan. Nah. So basically the answer question is asking that a person gambles 4D and Toto is kind of type of gambling in Singapore where they bet on the horses. So one of them wants to buy food for a Muslim. So the Muslim is asking what is the ruling of us eating from the food that is bought anybody's person whom we know that at times gambles. But of course makruh, meaning it is better for you to avoid. And this is based on wara'. This is based on piety. It is important for us in Islam that we always choose food from sources that is 100% halal without any doubt in it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with tawfiq. Assalamualaikum Ustaz. Waalaikumsalam. There has been a significant rise in LGBT content in the media, YouTube, superhero movies, and even animated movies. There are also discussions on repealing Section 377A. Actually, this question has been 7 months ago. I overlooked this question, actually, that's why. But in reality, it has been repealed in the situation now. So basically, this question is asking, we parents are getting very afraid of the dangers our kids face with the Islamic teachings and skin control. I doubt it would be suffice. What other steps can we take? Seeking your thoughts and advice. Ya Jama'ah, it is important today, we Muslims, that we have to pay attention to the tarbiyah of our children. The first person that we have to save is ourselves. So we have to look at our iman, our amal. We have to ask Allah for forgiveness and istiqamah in obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is point number one. So we have to save ourselves from ma'siyah. So before we want to save others, we have to save ourselves. Before you want to save any people who are drowning, you must know how to swim. You must know how to swim so that you do not drown with them. So once you know how to swim, then only you think about saving those who are drowning. So it is important for us to save ourselves from this fitna by having iman and amal, seeking knowledge, obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The next person that we must pay attention to is our family, our close ones, our wives, our children, our children's children, and so on and so forth. So we have some authority over them, and this is our responsibility. We have to make sure that we do da'wah. We have to make sure that they are not influenced by such ideologies. We have to teach the right understanding of Islam, the right theology, the right Islamic teachings, boost spirituality by observing the daily adhkar, recitation of the Quran, performance of the prayers in jama'ah, going into the masjid. All these things we have to enliven these things in ourselves, in our family members. Then only we try our best to impart to the society. But focus has to be given to ourselves and to our family members. And this is the advice of the Prophet ﷺ in the hadith, alaykum bi khasati anfusikum, aw kama qala sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Sahaba asked the Prophet ﷺ, Ya Rasulullah, if the situation is such that there is a lot of split in the Muslim community, a lot of fitna and issues, what do you advise us? The Prophet ﷺ mentioned, you have to focus on yourself and the people who are near to you. So this is our focus. So it is not enough for us to send our children to the masjid, to the madrasah. Not enough. If you think this is enough in today's context, then you are wrong. You have to listen to the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. The importance of parents nurturing their children at home. So we need to guide our children, even after they study the religious studies, because the influence that is happening is very vast. Children, not only they are influenced by their peers in school, but also by the things they see in the movies, the things that they hear, the games that they played. How are you able to counter all these things? So there must be engagement. There must be engagement with our children. So today it's not the time that we leave our children and we focus on our career, and we leave our children to the ustaz and ustazah. This is 30 years ago, 40, maybe 50 years ago, when people live in small communities like kampong and so on. You can do that. But nowadays the situation is different, because we are living in an open society. We are living in an open society. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us with taufiq. Assalamualaikum Ustaz. Waalaikumsalam. Saya nak tanya, bolehkah suami dan isteri cerai, bolehkah kalau suami dah ceraikan isteri tetapi berapa minggu dia mahu rujuk kembali? Bolehkah suami rujuk cara berdepan dengan isteri dan cakap saya mahu rujuk kembali kepada isteri? Bolehkah Ustaz? Boleh. Soalan ini banyak kali kita dah jawab. Satu orang suami ceraikan isterinya. Isteri dalam keadaan iddah. Selagi mana isteri dalam keadaan iddah, itu ceritanya. Suami boleh rujuk kepada isteri kembali kepada pernikahan. Mengatakan, aku rujuk kamu kembali kepada perkahwinan. Khalas. Kita mengatakan telah berlaku rujuk, mereka sudah kembali kepada suami isteri. Ini kalau sekiranya talak 1 ataupun talak 2. Bukan talak 3. Talak 3 dah tak boleh. Talak 1, talak 2 boleh. Selagi mana isteri dalam iddah. Iddah maksudnya kalau isteri dalam keadaan haid, 3 kali suci daripada haid. Iddah. Kalau dia hamil, apabila dia lahirkan anak. Ini juga kita nak kena faham. Sebab ada orang dia ceraikan isterinya, besok isterinya lahirkan anak. Kita mengatakan dah tak ada rujuk lagi. Sebab ini iddah ni dah habis. Jadi insya-Allah para jemaah sekalian, kita berhenti di sini insya-Allah taala. Dan kita akan sambung pada minggu yang akan datang. Dan bagi mereka yang ada soalan, bolehlah pergi kepada website Ask Ustaz kami. InsyaAllah ta'ala. For those who have any questions, and you can post in our website. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.